center of the world where I'm at. Living in that big hoping. You catch me for a second, I can tell I'm getting okay. This is new WURLDIAH. You gotta know the terrain. I'm on a plane, WURLDIAPilotman, bitch. I'm not on a boat on a train. But on the water, controlling the waves. I'm on the valley, some gold in the caves. This is the Northwest Territory, bitch. Yeah. Doing some OVO, babe, they call it Ohio. Day and for ages, my spirit was flying around. Day and for ages, my spirit was flying around. In that spaceship, you can, I'm calling right now. Bitches been hating, don't dare me to rob your town. They from a village to be in a city and stay now we be in the streets. Day and for ages, I'm only replaying the shit that I see in my dreams. Feel so familiar, life in the past, you know I just be on repeat. No TLC when I'm poly free, but you know that she be on the creep. I write my own shit and produce my own shit, but just check what I speak on the beat. I only make classics, you know I know magic, and bitch you don't need to believe. Bitch, I'm an Aries, I don't got no patience, so why you ain't keeping it brief? If you keep on trying to play with my emotions, homie, you'll be on the sheets. Yeah, now you're never gonna wake up. You were just better out minding your business and pay attention to your pay stubs. You were just lost in the illusion of grandeur and everything you thought was made up. You aren't just goofy, nobody remember you, and we never bring your name up. Yeah, the one that just got everybody alert. I treat my music like one of these bitches, you know it's a beautiful body of work. People be hating, no congratulations, the secret admirers copy you first. I know you lady don't know the terrain, it's plain to see that she's not on your turf. This is new WURLDIAH, you gotta know the terrain. I'm on a plane, WURLDIAPilotman, bitch. I'm not on a boat on a train. But on the water, controlling the waves. I'm on the valley, some gold in the caves. This is the Northwest Territory, bitch. Yeah. Doing some OVO, babe, they call it Ohio. Day and for ages, my spirit was flying around. Day and for ages, my spirit was flying around. In that spaceship, you can, I'm calling right now. Bitches been hating, don't dare me to rob your town. You was just born in the middle of a war turf, yeah. Don't make me come down with my tribe and do a score turf, yeah. The things they keep on just coming and getting more work, yeah. Not living and be going backwards and going forward, yeah. I'm flying in a plane, Dolo, you know that's that pilot you need. Why only you complain? Ain't you just wanna cry cause you are weak? Touches for you to change, but you just live over whining with me. Why are you so ashamed? You should be spending some time to get clean. Now baby look how I'm supreme. And I ain't talking about the corner line. Just because you caught on to a few patterns don't mean you know my mind. Girl, if I'm hitting you up, if I didn't in a minute, just wanna know you fine. And I might wanna come through and leave a broken bed with a broken spine. Baby girl, I'll be helping you all my time. Might wanna go overseas, but my DNA don't function right. When I travel, stay at home on the scene, killing my family. It's because a lot of trauma that came with that. If you was ever lost in the woods and I left you know that I came right back, then I'ma tell you, this is new WURLDIAH. You gotta know the terrain. I'm on a plane, WURLDIAPilotman, bitch. I'm not on a boat on a train. But on the water, controlling the waves. I'm on the valley, some gold in the caves. This is the Northwest Territory, bitch. Yeah. Doing some OVO, babe, they call it Ohio. Day and for ages, my spirit was flying around. Day and for ages, my spirit was flying around. In that spaceship, you can, I'm calling right now. Bitches been hating, don't dare me to rob your town.
That's how you make classic hip hop in 2026 right there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have your culture. You gotta mean something actually. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be trying to look like you trying to capitalize off of it, because it gotta look like it's just you. Once it look and it sound like it's just you, everybody else who just want to be themselves or just want to find something that's actually regular or whatever the case may be, they gravitate to it. Anytime somebody not in a position of them being able to capitalize, why would they be attracted to someone else in that position able to capitalize? So the resonation ain't there. The connection ain't there. The relatability ain't there. That link ain't there. And that's that small problem industry plants have. That's that small thing. If they can itch that scratch, they can inch that scratch, they have a double-edged sword. You see what I'm saying? They can itch that, but it might be hard to do. Get good at it every now and then or whatever the case. Rock people to sleep for about 10, 15 years. But then we go through a shift. That's what we're talking about right now. Are you a deer in front of headlights for this season? It don't matter what sign you is. It might though. If you a Sagittarius, it might though. if you're a Pisces. It might though. If you're a Virgo, you gonna be the example of what we shouldn't do. If you're a goddamn Gemini, you better believe that. If you in some unproductive energy and you flunked out and you the Gemini right now, you will be talked about. It won't be held in people's membranes. You the only one gonna be seen as insane in my membrane. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you that right now. Geminis, get your stuff together. You are the example on what to do, what not to do. Now, if you're productive, that means you're on the right side of the universe. 9 times out of 10, them small percentage scales, y'all be leaving. Y'all be making 1% way more than the other 8 and 9 things of that nature. Still be flunked out. But if you're productive on the right side of the universe, 9 times out of 10, you're in a position where possibly, if not already, you can help yourself and others. If you're on the wrong side of the universe, you're unproductive. Possibly you can harm yourself and harm others. And it ain't even gotta be physically. It's gonna be mentally though. Everything you mentally thought you was, other people mentally got a concept of it too. And when it come through their throat chakra and their mouth and their organs and tongue, you might not like the sounds and the way it's constructed, the way it come out and stuff, because it might got something with throwing a stone at you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that either. Hey, they threw stones at Jesus Christ. You ain't Jesus. Whatever somebody threw a stone at you for is justified. You a deer from the headlights. Now, if it was back in the 1700s or whatever the case may be, I'd be the richest because I would have had all the deer. Y'all scared to harm deer. There's laws against it in certain areas. You don't even know what it means to be more catered into deer meat. You know what I'm saying? So you want to go get the little small quarter bite size McDonald's sandwich, McDoubles and stuff. You know what I'm saying? McDoubles used to be $1. Y'all don't even know that. And we're going to talk about it all Gemini season. We're going to talk about all our problems. Get ready. Get ready, America, society, and things. What just popped on the screen? I never seen that before. Get ready. It's Gemini season. Ain't this around Trump's birthday? Oh, sad. It's around my dad's birthday. Around my cousin's birthday. Around Tupac's birthday. It's around a lot of people. A lot of people was flunked out born in part of this year. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about the sun being a bubble, a global bubble for everybody and stuff like that. So for the most part, when the sun is in a bubble for 30 days or this pocket of space or something like that, everybody ain't born at that time. Just like other times and stuff like that. That means something. That credence. That means, it mean a whole lot. Learn it. Now, certain people, based upon their house system and what we're thinking as planets, but just the way the sun and moon move as the house and where the sun is rising in a particular house. Sun ain't rising, but just the space is in and how we calculate space. Certain people may got what we consider that space of Mercury there, Venus there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it gets flunked out. Get flunked out in the mind, Mercury. Get flunked out with you think the things you love, appreciate, value, Venus. Get flunked out with the things you think you passionately invested in, Mars. Get flunked out in the things you giving meanings and reasoning to with your experiences, Jupiter. Get flunked out to what you think you taking serious, Saturn. And just flunked out anywhere in that space where we got that last 30 days of spring energy. You know what I'm saying? It's the first day too. So about 20 days in, 20 degrees, 20 days, we're going to be in that 80 days away from spring and 10 days away from summer. The burning bush and the mind sky, the true north angle. You know what I'm saying? You go back and remember something. Flunk. You don't never remember something that could be useful to the conversation. Useful to your own and other people's life and stuff. So it's a lot of energies we got to get through, whether you the Gemini or not. And I ain't just talking about Geminis, me breaking this down. I'm talking about the energies we all about to be in. Some people could be deer in front of headlights. Some people could be the one hunting the deer. So you got the good whispering, weird wind energy and breezing and blowing. And now you the higher octave Gemini. You're not the deer. You the higher octave. You turned into like the Aquarius, the man and woman. You're not lost in your animal nature, you and your man nature, the thought, the masculine man and the woman, the feminine emotion. So the woman, your feelings and emotions, the man, your thoughts and ideas. Sometimes y'all get lost and don't know how to separate. So just put the feminine side, feelings and emotions, one. Put the masculine side, the yang side, as the thoughts and ideas. Just make that one so you don't get confused in your mind. Because when we get into astrology, we got to separate. We got the fillers, the fire, feel, water, emotion. We got the thinkers, but air, think, earth, practicalize. So earth like to think and be practical. Fire, earth like to think and be practical. Water like to deal with the emotions and feelings. Fire like to deal with the seeing and visions and feelings. Air like to deal with the thinking and communicating. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times air might communicate a lot of things non-meaningful. Sometimes Earth may communicate things we don't feel like worrying about right now. You know what I'm saying? It might be meaningful, not right now. I'm relaxing right now. I don't care about that damn bill. You know what I'm saying? However the case it may be, especially if you're around a Virgo, you're going to learn something about your health, learn something about you being late on the bill. These cats' brains is walking planners. So they got walking schedule notepads in their brains and stuff like that. They also have walking calendars. They got an esoteric marker. They sketch things down and stuff like that. If you're a Virgo, you know what I'm talking about. You don't need no external one. You know what I'm saying? You probably got one in your house though. Probably got a calendar somewhere on your wall or something like that other people don't care to do because they got cell phones right now. Can't even remember their own number. You know what I'm saying? You're going to remember something with your detailed brain. Other than that. I love y'all Virgos. Well, other than that, like I said, there's a lot of energies and transitions, and y'all square signs is going to be the main representations on what to do and what not to do, especially your monka Geminis. Now, when we get into this mutable energy itself, this is being mutable, being able to adapt. So that's adding to, adjusting, or being able to like separate, or being able to I said adjusting, right? It's another word I'm looking for, but add, adjust, and add to change. Add, change, adjust. So we're in a situation of adding, changing, or adjusting. And we see that playing out before us, even before you was born, because we got the seasons. Right now, we're getting ready to see spring get changed, adjusted. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature get added on. We getting ready to see another thing, another add-on to an accumulation of nature or whatever the case. So that's us going into spring, summer, fall, winter, then to do another accumulation. Then we got new things over the old things. And then that's how we get renewal, but also experience what transition or death or transformation is from a spiritual perspective, all the way to you not being afraid of actual death. But we're not going to be speaking of those things because right now we in being lost or being caught in the deer headlights right now when we're talking about these energies, not the eighth house. So the third house, your surroundings, your environment, what you're familiar with, what's on your mind, information, you know what I'm saying? Your education, knowledge, and what you have grew up with and stuff like that. These is going to be the main focus things that need to be expressed for you to be in the right position right now. And it ain't just based off education, schooling, but just your locality of information. So the knowledge you're familiar with is going to have to be used during this particular time. This is to make it simple. So, but if you're on the wrong side of the universe right now, right, you may have the wrong idea about what you think other people think and how you think they thought about what they was communicating. So you got to be careful with the information you receive during this time and how you receive it. Ain't the what, it's the how, double hockey stick with something in the middle of it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, it's the how and how you interpret things. Your comprehension skills is more important when it comes to that realm of reality. So how you interpret the information that you're receiving is most important during this particular time. When the sun was in Taurus, you know what I'm saying, it's how you were stabilizing, even if you didn't have the full context of something, still showing the quality of being stable, staying 10 toes down, having the patience, or being able to build on something and not be all scattered all over the place. So you're fixated in the energy or whatever. So those qualities matter more. Right now, you're going to be able to see the information, but if you was doing things productive, even the things that you may not was aware of or whatever the case may be, it won't hit you in a negative position in your life as the sun going to Gemini. If you was a person being unproductive, whether you receive information or not, it might be gossip, something that's against you, or something that block an opportunity for you, even if you think you're doing something right now at the moment, due to the fact of if it ain't got something to do with your more internal world and how you interact with the external, aka the sun was in Aries, you were supposed to be producing some form of independence that you could be passionate about, some form of thing that you're doing, some form of something that you're doing independently or as an individual that you can start to develop passion around. Now, when the sun was in Taurus, you were supposed to take those 30 days of emanating those actions in that fixated position, making sure that you're not distracted in a whole bunch of other pockets that we're not in that time yet. The sun and moon ain't there yet. So, and even if the moon there moves fast, you're supposed to pull an emotional state to react and transmute it through your sun, interacting with the sun that we're all emanating and interacting with at the moment externally. And then therefore you make a complete cycle or a three communion with that. But a lot of times people don't understand this. So if you wasn't stable or whatever the case may be and fixated on something you was doing independently or formulating what you was supposed to when the sun was in Taurus and get fixated, I mean, when the sun was in Aries and get fixated when the sun go in Taurus, then when the sun go in Gemini, you had the right information. But if you wasn't doing these things right, information you may receive may lead you into procrastination or just gossiping about someone else being unstable based upon they need help and they can't do what they think they're doing independently in some way, shape, or form, if that's more the focus. But you're going to be that person just on the opposite end, not doing anything. So you got to be careful to be on those energies too. There's a lot of gossip that could go, a lot of talking that can go for no reason and go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? For just talking, and you can make yourself look bad. Then as the sun go into Cancer, right now you'll start to get hit with that emotional care about how you were seen, because as you express yourself now, it may not be so much emotional investment into it. You know what I'm saying? There may be, even if you're a water sign, it may be hard for you to do, but you know the scenario is going to be created when you invest yourself and participate in the external world, where it shows you it may not be right for each scenario to express your emotional state on certain things. Try to place yourself into a situation where you think make things more light. And if the situation's that it can't be that way, you don't need to be around those people, places, and things anyway, or whatever. If it's going to cause that emotional arousement for you to be more into that world than other individuals who probably not a water sign anyway. So you take the emotions more personal. So you need to create more scenarios at this time that doesn't have to partake or plagnase into things that cause emotional arousement, or just things that keep it light, where the emotional arousement could just be about things that people are entertained by, not necessarily when you have an issue and you need to get that emotion off, or when something that's right and that mood take over more than the external environment. That's for you Scorpios, Cancers, or Pisces. So you feel like you have to change the mood. So when it comes to us reading the room, we ain't doing nothing but reading a whole bunch of your energies, some thoughts and feelings and emotions you emitted in the environment. And hopefully we're mind readers and swimming in that pool, and we adjust our mind, and then it filters through our body to act the way you want us to act. And you ain't that powerful. I don't care if you Cancers ruled by the moon. I don't care if goddamn you ruled by Jupiter being a Pisces, and you goddamn ruled by Mars being a Scorpio. Them controlling energies. So all of those. Jupiter is a controlling energy and try to teach somebody. It might not know everything yet. Mars is a controlling energy and try to show somebody it can do something that it probably can't do yet. You know what I'm saying? Then for the most part, and then the moon in his home sign is a controlling energy. Anytime you're too comfortable, sometimes you get too lazy, get a little too lazy to wash your eye and wash them goddamn dishes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your day off. You at home. You relaxing. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get some beauty sleep. You trying to binge watch or whatever like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times somebody around you just a headache too. You know what I'm saying? So it's your day off. You lazy. You ain't wash your you ain't wash the dishes, and you somebody's headache that day. It's like you a lot of things that day. Just a whole bunch of moods and emotions. A whole bunch of moods and emotions and stuff like that. So you got to be careful with those energies right now. You see what I'm saying? And the moon is in goddamn Leo. So here's the thing. As the moon waxing, that means that's his inner, because it's always going to be transitioning, and that's the fastest transit. So for the most part, that means the mood, the tides, the vibe, your mind, your emotions, your moodiness, or whatever the case. Now, a lot of times you can't get with the program due to the fact of your sun, moon, and ascendant may not align. You know what I'm saying? So right now, the moon is in Leo. So it may be in conjunction. You might got a sun, moon, or ascendant that's in conjunction to those energies and things. In conjunction to Leo will be Capricorn and Pisces. So for the most part, you may misunderstand what to react or respond to before you start to take action. And then that can allow you to prejudge something because something is rubbing you the wrong way that may not be necessarily a person, place, or thing that's in the position of the things that rub you the wrong way. It just may appear that way because you may misunderstand how you're seeing it through your filtering system, being the Pisces or the Capricorn. So you have to be careful at this time. We're reacting and responding to the things we give attention to that could cause a cause and effect, or it could cause some form of entertainment, or it could cause some form of creativity, or it could cause some form of crash out. Just as long as it's something that get attention in some way, shape, or form, negative or positive, and something something we could give our focus to. So it don't got to be colorful. It don't got to be bright. We give attention to serious things. We give attention to things that's petty. We give attention to things that we try to hide. But that's jumping into a fifth house energy, and whatever sign you got in your fifth house. Anytime you start to express focus towards something you're trying to entertain, even if it's not in the capitalized version of entertainment and getting paid off entertaining other individuals and stuff. It's just what you give attention to, you're entertaining something. You see what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Aquarius is the opposite. So it likes to play devil's advocate towards what other people are giving attention to. That's kind of the root of the foundation of their thoughts that they start to accumulate that lead into areas of us calling an Aquarius unique or an Aquarius rebellious for positive or negative or reasons. Rebellious, negative, unique, positive, or whatever the case may be, right? Because it might not be creating something new, but it might have a new angle at what everybody else is giving attention to. And for lack of better words, when you're seeing that from a hypothetical or metaphor type of way, that's being the opposite towards something that may got more light, more attention at the moment. And this is how the Aquariuses get attention, if they're able to be that different representation of that thing that everybody getting attention to. So if it's music, this person would create a new unique representation of that on stage. If it's a movie, acting, if it's anything or whatever. So, but it's a form of fixated ways of thinking, and then when they start to communicate their fixated way of thinking, it becomes slightly separate from the thing that's being talked about or the thing that's in focus or whatever the case may be, because there's something there, but as a person taking what's there and creating that own version in their own space, fixated energy, the fog version of air. You know what I'm saying? And then for the most part, when you take a piece of something and then fixate it in one area, that piece of something is a cloud, a thought. You put it in your space, and then it starts to take shape and form how your spirit make organs and mentalities and ideas. And then when you start to filter it out in that same spiritual arena, it appears to be unique or one of a kind within that same area, where it looked like everybody doing the same thing, but the way you do it, see, it ain't the what, it's the how. The way you do it, goddamn, we gotta say is unique. But if you're unproductive, the way you do it, we got to say that's a little disgruntled, that's a little rebellious, that's a little too much, and you didn't talk too much. Goddamn Aquarius. Oh, but on that, y'all talk a lot and get yourselves in trouble a lot. All air signs got that problem growing up. Air signs had to learn in their life. All elements got their own issues growing up, where life teach them, you got this energy, and when you do it, it's different than when other people do it, because you're doing something that match your element and other people ain't that. So you can't go too far with that. So it'd be on that ground basis, if you know how to get out of your biases and what was negative or positive for you, or what happened to you or for you, when the universe is just happening through you. Because I hear a lot of people say, the universe ain't happening to you, it's happening for you. That's egotistical, because you always want something to happen good. So you just manipulate a lie like y'all always used to doing in your mind. When something bad happened to you, it was for good reasons or whatever the case may be. So you got shot at in that house party or whatever the case. And since it was something negative, but you survived, you're like, oh, that was for me. That was for me to stop going to house party. Anybody tell your monkey ass to be lost in house parties in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times y'all just be over exaggerating about stuff, so you don't be getting the true experience in the magnitude, high percentage scale of knowledge that's in all the places that God got for you. So you only get this piece and that piece because it's higher on a percentage scale towards your bias. It's higher on a percentage scale. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know how to look at the part that wasn't for you, that's still necessary for you to evolve or whatever the case. And it'd be getting deep. And a lot of times y'all be lost in the ego. So you always got to add a third spectrum. Just like there's always two sides to a story, but there's always the story. You got to use that quality for everything outside of your own bias. So your own biases ain't getting in the way, but you still living in your biases. So your biases don't create more detrimental situations where you can't say it could be worse. You can't look at nobody and be like, it could be worse. You know, you're dealing with the worst. You know what I'm saying? So for you not to be in that situation, you got to kind of move how I'm saying. So it's like the universe ain't happening. Things ain't happening to you or for y'all monkey ass. You know how y'all always get lost. It's happening through you. That means you could be an example on what to do or what not to do for something that's negative, right? So it ain't what you deal with, it's how you deal with it. The better you deal with it, you can still use that or be the example for someone else who may not know how to deal with those things. And then for the most part, the whole world, highest magnitude of receiving is teaching. So boom, you find your place in the world, your puzzle piece, and now you got something to teach and receive benefits off. Each one teach one, because a person is doing that in their own life, in their own area. So you got something to help them with, and they got something to help others with, that they, and we all interchange with the bargain and exchange system, how we duplicate that. So it'll never be a lack of bargain and exchange and resources, especially mental thought forms. It just sometimes things get weird when it becomes greed. You know what I'm saying? When it become a lot of those energies, then that's when things start getting a little tricky. And then somebody got to convince you it's a scarcity or something. It's a less of a percentage scale or something. You know what I'm saying? And you only could get it here, and then they could carve it out and be like, all right, the sandwiches is only going to be a quarter size now, whatever the case. We're going to charge about $10. It's a lot of trickeries going on right now. Yeah, a lot of Gemini season stuff. Yeah, there's going to be people talking about it. It's going to be a lot of people talking about stuff during this particular time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the universe ain't happening to you or for you. It's happening through you. So you could be the representation or the example of success sometimes or failure sometimes. But how you deal with it is the testament. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes everybody don't know what you go through and how you pick yourself back up to not allow nobody to see you sweat. But you don't know, it's the spirit be picking that energy up also. And God be putting you in a personal position to let you know that, yeah, you're on the path of things is being better, and if it could be worse, you ain't in that position. You know what I'm saying? So anytime it is worse for you, don't go too far crying or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know that you just a vessel. So sometimes you got to be a vessel to show somebody else that they might be in their ego, or they might not be appreciating something that they got because you got it and lost it, and you're just connected to them just enough or in their area that they're able to be aware of it, right? And sometimes you got to be the example of what someone have, and what they need to do and how they need to go about it to keep it. You know what I'm saying? So you might have something, so it ain't what you do, it's how you do with it. You know what I'm saying? So how you do with it, don't be so egotistic. Don't be so boastful. You know what I'm saying? If you got something you can help others, do that and things of that nature, because God is seeing these traits or whatever. And then when other people start to think about those things and be in these certain positions and you ain't a good example, that's like each one teach one. And then everybody start to teach each other how to be conniving and cutthroat or whatever the case may be. And then the creation of the music business. Creation of the movie business. You know what I'm saying? Creation of the clothing business. And all I said, the creation. There's a lot of creations out of these negative, demonic, goddamn Abaddon locking next to your kidney of your alcoholic energy. So there's a lot of that going on. A lot of that going on and stuff like that. But for the most part, we have to know how to see these things, because, you know, the masculine side is happening for, you know what I'm saying, the feminine side happening to, the equilibrium side is happening through you. And Gemini's teaching us the masculine side and or the caster or the Polish feminine side or whatever, or Joachim, Boaz, or whatever you want to look at it, whatever sun travel was making before it reached summertime. You know what I'm saying? And then for the most part, it's trying to let you know that you can get lost in thought, trying to take more percentage scale on that side to try to analyze your emotions and feelings. So you try to use your thoughts and ideas to control your emotions and feelings, or you could get lost into your emotions and feelings and try to use those to control your thoughts and ideas. And sometimes when you go too far in that energy, you find yourself feeling like, keyword, feeling, because you got that emotion you inside of, feeling like you could control somebody else's thought process. You could control somebody else's idea. And now you lost in your badge. I'll say your badge, your soft badge cookies. You know what I'm saying? You could get the red ones, the softer ones and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You too. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the soft badge. You have to like a soft badge. Cookies you go get from Walmart and stuff like, you know what I'm saying? And Chips Ahoy. Real stuff, YouTube. Real stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you just acting like the energies we was in when we started to create the female dog. Some male dogs too and stuff like that. A lot of them on YouTube right now was born out of a human. They just popped a little too many red pills off Amazon that they got from some feminists that control the whole pill corporation that they ain't know. They talking against females the whole time. They getting their red pills from a feminist owner with her name on a little small fine print or something like that. You catch the kidney failure, come out and be blind. You know what I'm saying? Arthritis in the left eardrum. You know what I'm saying? You saw what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Oh, lose a left ankle 3 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Be real small. Or if it's on the radio, they be talking real good. Yeah, this could save your life. You'll be dead in 3 weeks. Your family need insurance. You know what I'm saying? You gotta catch it. You be too hyped about to spend your money off the fine print, the loud words on the radio and stuff. You be too lost on those parts of the infomercial. You don't know. They be telling you gonna goddamn lose a few ligaments. They ain't tell you life costs an arm and a leg. I done told you. You know, I done told you. God damn, I done told you. I done told you. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Girl, they got the shades on, looking cool, no pilgrim man looking cool. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gotta understand, it's the times we in. People gonna be thinking about that money. The sun just left Taurus, so people still thinking about that money and stuff like that. Even when we talk about the other energies and stuff like Mars, even though Mars is debilitated in Taurus. So that anytime an energy is debilitated, that just means that's an energy you may put in the back seat. That might not be the first energy you run to as a first representation of yourself right now. So a lot of people right now gonna put their passions, motivations, and desires in the back seat. That space in the sky that the sun flow through based upon where the sun rising at and where it traveled throughout the day, even though we're the one rotating to the left or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That space that we're tracking, right? That's where we're considering Mars and throwing that satellite there and things of that nature. But for the most part, we all got an eminence of that energy made out of that. But for the most part, just it being in that space of Taurus, that means that you're not going to be readily seeing everybody's passion, motivation, and desires at this time. So, you know, when it comes to motivations, motive, right? Things that you can't see may be inverted and turned into alternative motives. You know what I'm saying? So people motivations is alternative at the moment. So there's a high percentage scale of being manipulated right now for some money, being manipulated for stability. You might got family that may need places to stay during this particular time. You may be their crutch. So I'm not saying be in no negative energy if that's necessary, however the case. But, you know, if you let things go too far and let a person get too comfortable and relaxing, you know, time will go a little bit more further than the time that they set or whatever the case. Or when they was going to pay you, start to go a little further than the week that they said that they was going to pay you. Then all of a sudden it's about 6 months later and these cats still there stinking, suck, smelly and stuff like that. Your pillows don't smell the same on your couch watching on movie night and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You done created a whole nother vibe for yourself. Like if you spend more time in your bedroom or something like that, or you created a whole nother world for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But that can happen during this time too. And then when the sun go into Cancer, yeah, that a lot of that is going to be done talking about. It's going to be more about what a person care about. Get the all those kind of energies and stuff. But hopefully you ain't in that position or you're dealing with others that may need that position from you. But that's just based upon that quality when it comes into Mars. You're not going to be readily seeing everybody's passion, motivation, and desire. Or you may see it if it got something to do with some money. Other than that, their passions is something that they may slide a little bit to the back seat based on other things being a little bit more important that they can invest their time in due to the fact of these qualities that's being expressed at the moment. And while we reacting and responding, right, that's the energy that need to be waxing. So we're not in protection. Sit back and protect that energy. We're in pushing out that energy. So the energy that we're in, the world is Leo. And we need to push that energy out through the filtering system of where the sun is at, which is in Gemini. Right now, still on the cusp of Taurus. So that's that dust energy. Air creates dust. We'll separate this dust element from the other two is the modality. So this will be fixed earth, mutable air, where the other dust elements will be Libra and Virgo, cardinal air, mutable earth, and Aquarius and Capricorn, fixed air, cardinal earth. But when we deal with this dust element cusp, I'm going to start doing live streams on that. I know I said that I had a lot, but I think I'm on Patreon now. But them old, them updated or whatever, even though it's still just to refresh the knowledge for everybody that's new and just make it a routine because a lot of individuals are cuspy. A lot of people are cusped up. So when we talk about the earth cusp, that's fire and earth. So that's lava that has a whole characteristic of itself. When we talk about the air and earth cusp, that's dust. That has a whole element of themselves. And lava and dust is a relatable energy. So when you may be experiencing people describing you and who you relate to and things of that nature is going to be slightly modified because a lot of times where it may look like you got a square or it may look like you got a frustrating energy like a square or whatever the case may be, right? A lot of times it may be two planets or a relationship that you're dealing with others that's based on you having a cusp. So that kind of modify the energy a little bit. It doesn't necessarily play out like a square, or depending on the cusp and with the relationship with the other planet or another individual or the circumstance you're in, if you're doing location astrology, right? Doesn't necessarily play like that. So you might be seeing a cusp and a cusp, and you see a square, but based on your cusp, you're listening to it as a square through an astrologer, and they may make you mess up your idea on a relationship or however the case may be. So you got to be careful on those things due to the fact of dust and lava go together. Dust is air and earth cusp. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be air and earth cusp. So I just said that Aquarius and Capricorn, Libra and Virgo and Taurus and Gemini. Then you got the fire cusp, right? That will lava, fire and earth. That will be Aries and Taurus, Leo and Virgo, and Sagittarius and Capricorn. So those are lava. It makes lava. These are people who likes to express themselves based on their practicality or what makes sense or create stability in their life. The dust is the air and earth. These are people who like to think and communicate about what makes sense or stability or practicality, or only invest themselves with the things on their mind that got something to do with security, safety, or support, or like to communicate that or give that to others to a certain degree. Then you have the cloud cusp, and the cloud cusp will be the water and the air. So and then you have the hold on, I got that right. Yeah, cloud. That's the cloud one. And then you have the water and the fire. That's the steam. So water and the fire will be Aries and Pisces, cardinal fire, mutable water, Sagittarius and Scorpio, and Leo and Cancer. That will be steam. And then you have cloud. That will be Libra and Scorpio, Pisces and Aquarius cusp. If you got that cusp in your chart, that'll be the cloud. And then Cancer and Gemini. So cloud, these are people who may talk out loud a lot if they're left alone or left to their devices, or they're around people that they're comfortable with, right? And these are people who likes to think and communicate about feelings and emotions, or other people's feelings and emotions, and justify these things, or get information about why people feel the way they feel or whatever. So emotions are heavily on a person's mind, and these things has to be expressed or communicated. Then when it comes into steam, these are people who likes to take the way they express themselves or some creative endeavor or how they see and feel about things and shape an emotion around it, or shape an appearance around it, or dive into that world when they separating from the external world that makes them feel comfortable. A person would dive in their own emotion because their emotions has a whole bunch of creativity there, visions there, expressions there, that they really just want to have those expressions internally. And every now and then these things come out if it's catered to a right area, like being productive, or they got right people in their life. But if they ain't got a lot of good people in their life, or if they're unproductive, then this can become chaotic steam, because it could be the fire sometimes putting out the water, which is evaporation, or it could be the water putting out the fire. So when fire is being put out, a way how a person sees something and feel about something, they can't express it. It's hard to see it and visualize it, and actually it be in that feeling, because some emotion is drowning that out. So the emotion will prevent a person from expressing what they see and how they feel. That'll be if the water put out the fire. But if it's an evaporation and the fire burn out the water, and then there's no more water left, that's a person's way of seeing and how they feel, and it turns into an emotion when they express it, and it lacks caring about how it's going to be received from other people's emotions. Or a person like look at the emotion and be like, I don't care about that emotion, because the way I see something, and the collection of emotion, the emotion is just a collection of feelings once it condenses into one area. A person would see one of those feelings, one of those sides of the emotions, and give that more importance, and throw the whole emotion to the side and just express that feeling because of how they see that one particular side, that feeling of that emotion. And then a lot of times that become a person doing things before thinking, or in their feelings, but don't know how to contain them and be a little bit more strategic with it, however the case. But it can be very creative when a person is in a productive space of their steam sign, because they're able to be warmth, aka create light that attract people based off how they make people feel, and how they make people feel could be transmuted through maybe their creative endeavors, the way they express themselves, how they see things, how they feel about things, give other people other points of how to feel about things to readjust an emotional state around it. You know what I'm saying? So they could give people hope, or they could lead people into feeling like there's no hope and lead them into doing destructive things, if they're a destructive person, if they're a esteemed person. So that's if you got a cups. I know a lot of y'all probably never understood that, because it's a lot of people, even celebrities that y'all see that y'all probably into, that you see a double layer. I know it's a lot of y'all Scorpios that probably even see Drake sometimes and be like, wait a minute, everything not Scorpio about this cat. Everything ain't full Future or full this, and Future ain't a full example, but I'm just using these examples. It's because it's like a cusp of Libra. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with T.I. It may be some things you see that's Libra, but then there's other qualities that you will fully see in other Libras that you probably see is slightly modified in T.I.'s case, whatever, because it's on the cusp of like Virgo or whatever. And a lot of signs is like that too. You know what I'm saying? I think Biggie Smalls was like that, on the cusp of Gemini and Taurus. So you could see the difference between fully invested into Taurus like Tupac, and then on the cusp of Taurus like Biggie Smalls, right? So he might talk, but he ain't really doing a lot of talking if it ain't got nothing to do with money or whatever the case may be. When it comes to Tupac, a lot of things he talked about a lot of times went against probably being profitable and stuff like that. Once you get into that revolutionary or just talking out of his ass like Kanye West and stuff like that, and Kanye West got a Pisces moon, so y'all already know he be in his imagination, and sometimes it slip out of his throat chakra. You know what I'm saying? And you got the save face, damage control, and do a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why y'all gotta pay attention to the moon signs. It's important, because a lot of times you can see the moon is what a person attract and what makes them feel comfortable, and they filter it out through their sun sign. So you can even look at people like Prince and Michael Jackson, right? Prince was a Gemini, but Michael Jackson was a Virgo. But both of them had water, moon, and ascendants. I think Michael Jackson had a Pisces moon and ascendant, and I think Prince had a Scorpio moon and Pisces ascendant, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? So both of them was into their internal world, but one got expressed through communication and one got expressed through practicality. So they both wasn't thinking, because the earth signs are the think and the air signs are the thinkers. So through their actions, they express forms of thinking, but Michael Jackson expressed forms of thinking and being practical through his creativity and his dreams and imaginations, and Prince expressed forms of thinking and communicating when it comes through his deep emotions that he was fixated on and how he felt about things, and probably felt, well, I need to take other routes other than routes maybe Michael Jackson took that we could see externally. Earth qualities and his actions led him to probably looking into the detail that made him more money. Prince actions led into him being mutable, where you may care more for his interview or something like that, because he discussing something that may have been behind closed doors that you didn't know, or he expressed himself and took actions towards something that we didn't know what was going on and why he did it, and he did it in dual ways. So we seen it through a Gemini actions, his music, his personality, his sarcasm, but the actions involved his moon, aka what was going on behind closed doors. But since it's an in conjunction, a misunderstanding, he understood it because he's learning in his life, but when he expressed it, it come out through the form of an in conjunction. You misunderstood a lot what he was doing if you wasn't in the industry. You know what I'm saying? You misunderstood why he changed his name into a symbol and things, but you still liked it. But it was probably a lot of other things that you probably was just foolish about, but you just was in that energy of, man, if I was in this position, I would have did this, I would have did that, you just would have tap danced better. That's all you really saying. Other than that, I would have tap danced on the table better than Bobby Smurder did. I would have did a backflip instead of just a GS9 spin. Right into a Rico case. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bobby Smurder. Real time. We'll go further than that. We'll go no further than that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there'd be a lot of those energies too. I don't have the point. Let me not miss my point. Yeah. So when we started to talk about the in conjunction energy and things, what he was expressing was more of an in conjunction. Now, what Michael Jackson was dealing with was more of an opposite. So when he got older, because everybody get better with age, he learned how to create more balance than tug of war and head on collision with his sun and his moon, because Virgo and Pisces is opposite. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times his emotions was in a total opposite direction of his actions. So a lot of times what y'all seen from Michael Jackson wasn't even a lot of stuff he really wanted to do emotionally and stuff. He probably had a whole bunch of other creative directions and emotional things he wanted to do, all the way to being in a tree with a monkey when other things started to get too far and stuff like that. Then it filtered through Virgo, him worrying and stuff like that. But it's just Virgo, Pisces filtering through Virgo sometimes. Sometimes in the right areas, you worry about the right thing. A little bit better than the Gemini sun with the water moon or whatever the case. You see what I'm saying? Well, a lot of times Prince talked himself right out of a check. You know what I'm saying? Well, Michael Jackson sometimes separated his emotions and put it in a total opposite direction towards woo. Go ahead and goddamn cosplay Native Americans war cry and do this spin and get this check with a colonizer jacket on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times y'all ain't know what he was doing. At the crib, he took it off though and went into the tree with his koala bear. You ain't know that though. And then when he went to the crib, he took it off. And listen to somebody else. Probably listen to a lot of Prince, a lot of Sade, and a lot of other people and stuff like that. That's the little stuff y'all didn't know and stuff. Prince had the Scorpio moon. Probably only listened to himself. Only time to time he probably listened to other people. And his heart and his mind is, yeah, how can I tweak this? Oh, this the energy going on? How can I make a song that overpowers this energy at the moment? And I take over the summer. That pretty much that was it. Purple rain, diamonds and pearls. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? They take time trying to compete right out of a check sometimes, though, creating misunderstandings through the Gemini side. But I'm just helping y'all to understand everybody got a relationship within themselves. And I know a lot of y'all lost in celebrity and pop culture and stuff. So those are perfect examples right there that y'all could kind of look back at the career and be like, damn, them energies is playing out. And I see it much more now when I add the moon. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see it much more now. What's going on and people decision making qualities and stuff like that, and why they do what they do and stuff like that. And therefore, when you're in that energy, you're around to be you allowed to be around other people to be aware of who full of shit, who genuine. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. Who appear to be genuine but full of shit. Who appear to be full of shit, but they just haven't went through those experiences yet to value themselves to show that they ain't full of shit. So sometimes you got to be like, you got to give people grace, and that be the person that you kind of motivate. Pardon me, not put in that pocket of, oh, let me just get away from this person or whatever. Some people be needing assistance. Some people be needing a little motivation or sometimes like that. And, you know, if they can help you make $1 million and stuff. It's a lot of people we witnessed the past 10, 15 years that, you know, would have been on VH1 if VH1 was still hot. Just right now they on DJ Vlad. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. But yeah, we fast gonna be a lot of talking. And like I said, y'all mutable signs, y'all gonna be the examples of what not to do or what to do. If you the example of what to do, that means you're productive. If you're the example of what not to do, that means you're unproductive. If you're stuck in limbo at the moment, you're going to get it together. Those small increments and percentage scales of experiences that you go through and the reactions and response, reciprocation from others is going to be all forms planned, and that's God playing through to show your ass that, okay, maybe you too much on this side of the goddamn universe, or maybe you too much on, or you on the right side of the universe, but don't get too giddy and too greedy and too happy. Because I could put you right back on that side where it look like somebody's going on E in their car or whatever the case may be, and they gotta go fill up their tank, but they gotta think twice about it because it's about $175 to fill your tank up. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of weirdness going on and stuff like that. You gotta really kind of compartmentalize and think. Don't let your thoughts go all over the place, because that's where Gemini take it. You'll take your thoughts all over the place, and now in the esoteric world, you are a deer in front of headlights. First light, every light that you jump in front of, you stop. You give attention to every thought. That's what it means when it play down the physical world. You know what I'm saying? Being an esoteric deer in front of headlights. You stop in front of every thought and you can get distracted. And then you got this thought, this thought, this thought. You jump into it, develop it as feelings and become an emotion. You get stuck in it. This thought had the remembrance of don't forget your keys. This thought had the remembrance of don't forget your purse, your wallet. This thought had the remembrance of you still got people that care about you and your way of saying things may cause problems. You know what I'm saying? You didn't them thoughts. One thought in the back seat, one thought underneath your spaceship car, the other thought you'd have left in your room or whatever. You just got in this thought. Then you went in this thought, manifested it, started to express yourself in that world through those thoughts. And then when you went out, 10 seconds then passed. You didn't realize you didn't forgot your keys. You didn't forgot something. You done said something you wasn't supposed to say. You done got some information you ain't had no business getting. You know what I'm saying? Now you done ruined your whole day. Oh, so you got this all spiritual battle and stuff like that. You need to be around a Gemini a little bit and ask them what do it feel like to be inside your mind. It'd be hard to ever understand. Now you know what you get ready to experience for a little bit in the outside world for the next 30 days, 29 days. You know what I'm saying? Just go to your local Gemini family member, friend, associate, co-worker, you know what I'm saying? Ask them a few questions. Hey, what do you think about this? But questions that's based on just picking their brain and stuff like that. And you ain't gonna never get nowhere deep, far, thin, light, nowhere in it, or whatever the case may be. You just gonna be here, there. They're gonna switch up on your stuff like get prepared, what you get ready to experience. You know what I'm saying? So just use that as a frame of thought or whatever like that. Because, you know, they all nuts. All Gemini's nuts. They all over the place. They don't know if they coming or going. They just know when they going, they somewhere. When they coming, they going somewhere. That's all they know. That's all they know. And if you take them and ask them to think further than that, whatever, they're going to start thinking why you think the way you think. And now they might say something you might not like. Now you're going to know Gemini's got something ain't right up there. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Screws, all the screws ain't there or whatever like that. When God was making Geminis or something like that, God missed a few bolts. You know what I'm saying? God start feeling like, all right, I'm through Aries, I'm independent, through Taurus. Okay, let me get fixated in this through Gemini. Let me get creative. I don't need all that for the swing set. I don't need all that for the king size bed. You know what I'm saying? This is certain like this. It look like a fit. You know what I'm saying? Start thinking too much. You know what I'm saying? So everything wasn't there. When you was born somewhere around late May, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere around late May to goddamn around middle, get ready to get to late June. You know what I'm saying? Around somewhere around that time or whatever. Like everything ain't right. Everything ain't right with the season. The season came in at the beginning of spring, Aries. It got fixated. We was in it. We know this plant get ready to grow here. This tree, Taurus. You know what I'm saying? That something can't get right once it get in Gemini. That change, switch up, add. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute. So wait a minute. Shut your thoughts off for a second. Shut them. We don't need to think about that right now. We can think about that one tomorrow. So we can't think about all these hundreds of thousands of thoughts right here in this 10-second worth of conversation. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll start conversating. You'll make us think that this part of the conversation, this part of the day is over here or whatever. We'll think you having 3 conversations or whatever. No, this all a string of events. So a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, a Gemini don't even be telling y'all the full truth. They'll be sitting here talking about Libras like that too. So they'll sit there and talk or whatever. They'll tell you the full truth. They tell you half truths and the only parts that they think important. Somehow they leave out all the parts of what they did, you know what I'm saying, what they said, what they participation. They be leaving all the parts out. The parts be real small and stuff like that. They got a whole lot to tell about the situation itself and how everybody else is the cause and blame and how this person's stupid, this person ain't do nothing right, this person, you know what I'm saying? And after a while, if you let the Gemini family friend or associate or coworker go along long enough, you will start to realize, wait a minute, I'm catching on to a pattern. You know what I'm saying? This person got a lot of scenarios and a lot of situations that they've been through with a lot of different people. But if I went to all these people they're explaining these situations through, I guarantee these people only went through that situation 1 or 2 times. And if they only went through it once, it's only with this person. Yet, every time I'm here at the park, every time I'm here at work, every time I'm here at the goddamn audition, every time I'm here at practice or whatever the case may be, this person had that situation with about 100 different people. I think this monkey ass the problem. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to start thinking about that real quick because the Geminis talk real good too. You'll end up believing a lot of their stories. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to know they don't even believe their stories. I said sometimes you got to know there's two sides. Sometimes a Gemini be in this side and this side. They make this side sound real good or whatever. Then jump in this side and be like, but they actually believe that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when they start to see it, people actually believe that. They be like, all right, I'm this side today. You know what I'm saying? To this side, you know what I'm saying? Whenever that side start to slow down and they wake up on that other side of the bed, you be like, who is this person I just married? You know, who is this person I'm around? Who is this person I thought I was cool with? You know what I'm saying? Who is this person? You know, you start thinking real quick. It's like real fast. Real fast. Yesterday it was cool. It was good just a week ago. This week is something else. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to peek that on Geminis too. Geminis ain't shit. Not a goddamn moon or ascendant sign either. You know what I'm saying? I love my Geminis. You know what I'm saying? My goddamn daddy at Gemini. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gemini's is all over the place and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure y'all remember that you here in reality. You know what I'm saying? Remember you here is one of these pockets you got to jump in that's more, connected with the blue tether and esoteric cord to reality. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those ones is more connected to making sense so you can stay at that job. One of these things is more connected to making sure you can stay in that damn relationship. One of these is connected to making sure you can stay in that position. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes y'all don't always take that one though. Y'all don't always, it be what y'all built real good. They got all kind of like branches out of success and networking and this person and this person. And every now and then you don't take that pocket one day and mess everything up. You take another pocket in your mind, wake up on that side of bed, and everything that come out your mouth is from that side. It'll be having nothing to do with the other side. I thought to believe I knew. I thought that one was you. You know what I'm saying? Your mama thought that was you. Your uncle thought that was you. Your friends, everybody at work thought that was your thing. I'm glad that person that goddamn got fired. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it be you. We happy, you kept a lot of drama going. You kept a lot of bull. You know what I'm saying? You kept a lot of drama going at the work, at jobs, at goddamn practice. Damn beauty salon, goddamn soccer practice. You know what I'm saying? See, y'all Geminis, y'all got to be an example right now. Be productive. When you're unproductive, you're gonna be the example on what information not to get. I don't care about what you into. You're gonna be the example of what not to be saying when we get information from other people, because you probably got popped in your mouth from saying something that no one else or that person didn't want you to let no one else know. You know what I'm saying? So you just thought you was having a light conversation. Somebody telling you how depressed they is and stuff and what they went through. You soaking it all in and stuff, trying to, in your informative mind, like you getting on your phone, like, yeah, who got these problems? What this word called? You know what I'm saying? You find yourself thinking you helping a person. Yeah, this word, what you going through is called this word or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? This person ended up thinking you helpful and stuff like, oh, that's what's up. In your mind, it's just another conversation you get ready to have with someone else. Yeah, Jimmy just called me. Yeah, Sally just called me. They got a mental problem. Look, I'm little line. I helped them out. This the problem they got. Then they start telling another family member, you know what I'm saying? This person gonna get mad at you. You're gonna be the worst family member now because you can't close your fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Geminis keep that shit. Man, you goddamn moon and ascendants too. Don't think y'all sliding out of this. You know what I'm saying? I think you slide out of this. Y'all Geminis, a lot of problems y'all got is because of your mouth, not how you explained it real good to make me believe, oh, it's your auntie fault. Oh, it's your auntie fault. Yep, you're right, or whatever the case may be. Until I learn more about your life and get closer and stuff like that, start to learn what's going on. Oh, this person run their mouth. I feel they auntie. I would have did the goddamn same thing. This person just felt like they could just wake up one day and say something and everybody else supposed to feel it and forget about it when they decide to forget about it. No, them your thoughts and feelings. You can't just jump in another form in your mind and just forget about the other one you was in, you expressed last week, and expect us to know that. That's, you know what I'm saying? I said, no, it ain't over in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's over in your mind. No. I'll say y'all be tripping, and then when people need y'all, you will jump in that form where you don't think nobody needs you. People late for work now, stuff you were supposed to be taking for work. Then we got to wait for you to decide to jump into that person and wake up on the goddamn that side of the bed that week or whatever the case. Now we got to learn. Can't depend on the goddamn Gemini either. Can't depend on one either. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it real. I love my Geminis out there. I hate to spank y'all. It's just y'all flight day. Have a good flight day for these next 30, 29 days. You know what I'm saying? Don't crash out too hard. Don't crash out too hard because it's your season. Y'all crashed out enough other people's seasons. Y'all was in other people's sweating off their eardrums, other people's seasons and stuff like that. It's your season now. Allow somebody to come sweat your eardrums off with their problems a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Allow somebody to get things off their chest, positive or negative to you. You sit down and just wait a little bit. Don't just, you already your energy. You might go overboard and extreme, create full moon energies, and we ain't even in the full moon yet. You know what I'm saying? So just chill out. Your motor mouth and that lead into your motor actions, and you can't sit still. You're kind of like Aries, kind of like me, but for different reasons. You can't sit still because you want to express what's on your mind. I can't sit still because it's time for me to do something. I got to finish this mixtape. I got to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I didn't talk long. You know what I'm saying? This is something I got to do and express myself. I ain't got no time to talk. I ain't got no time to talk once I get into that mode or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Geminis, y'all get moving around. You know what I'm saying? What they say, barf out the mouth, what they call that disease or whatever. It's that. Y'all ain't got that kind of energy or whatever. That's why y'all can't sit still. If you see an air sign or a Gemini, they can't sit still. They want to say something. You know what I'm saying? They want to, and the more they move recklessly like that and they ain't said nothing yet, that's because they had an unstable life as a like growing up. Somebody blocked that energy from them in their life. Whether they had like extremely restrictive parents or extremely restrictive circumstances that made their true expression when they expressed it play out as negative outcomes or got them in trouble at times or whatever. So they just was around a whole bunch of other signs that wasn't really good or their situations wasn't good. So they get timid at their own energy or whatever. So a lot of times that's when you'll see them even more can't sit still, whatever. They in their mind though. They in their mind talking a whole lot. They in their mind talking a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? It ain't common to see a quiet one, but if you see a quiet Gemini, Aquarius and Libra, but we talking about Gemini right now, they ain't quiet. They just not using their throat chakra and Adam's apple, or she ain't using her tonsils and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's probably it. That's probably it. Get to know them a little bit. Start to be interested in something that they interested in. You might can't get them to shut up. You know what I'm saying? I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. And all my homies out there. Play must be, you know, for sure. You know, listen to the mind of an Terry's move. I am the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and me responsibilities. Rector Swah, Hip, Hold That Yellow Hoop. Massasoit, Mama the Toy. Woo! Real war crime. That coming from the real person, this goddamn. Mac about to tell what Mac